Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. I just want to thank you for joining us on the webinar here this morning. I want to thank also our host, Gary Voith with Baltimore Life this morning for joining us and being willing to discuss their single premium life suite products with us. I will go ahead and kick us off without further delay. As per our norm, we're going to kick off with some intro slides, just highlighting some of our great and beneficial programs here and insurance agency marketing services. I'm TJ Jones, one of the life marketing directors here at IMES. Happy to join you here today. Again, I'll move pretty quickly through the intro slide so Gary can get on with the meat of the presentation, which you all tuned in for. So I'll go ahead and get started through with that. If there are any questions that you have throughout the webinar presentation this morning, please go ahead and type them in the appropriate box there, and we'll go ahead and get to those as we move throughout the webinar today as best we can, or maybe if appropriate, we'll address them at the end. First, we'll talk about our IMES Business Builders program. Two kind of subcategories under the Business Builders program. One would be our referred producer program. So $50 when you refer a producer to us, as you yourself are referred or are a producing agent with us. When you refer someone to us, we'll cut you a check for $50 just for the referral. When that referral contracts, when they do business with us, that'll earn you another $100, okay? And then going forward, we'll pay you 20 basis points on business written by your referral again thereafter. Secondly, we have our marketing reimbursement program. So for every $100,000 in premium that you write with us, we will pay $200 into a marketing reimbursement account for you, and then out of that account we will pay for 50% of your submitted business expenses. So what falls under that category would be any expense, again, related to your business. So whether you buy leads, you do client appreciation lunches or dinners, seminars, if you buy new furniture for your office, update your technology, any expense related to your business, will pay 50% of those expenses out of that marketing reimbursement account. So just some ways that we want to increase kind of your capital for doing business with us. So great way to earn some extra dollars there. Next, we have our new Producer Builders program to help increase your production or give you incentive for increasing your production. So this new Producer Builders incentive is for producers that are within their first 6 months of contracting with us. So if you hit the $100,000 premium level in your first 6 months, you will qualify for a $750 cash bonus, or a 2-year producer website service, or the latest generation iPad. If you want to forgo that $100,000 level and shoot for $300,000 in premium in your first 6 months, you would qualify for either a Social Security program and 3,000 piece mailing, $2,000 in marketing reimbursement money, or a $1,500 Visa gift card. If you want to forego those first two levels and just shoot for the stars, that $500,000 in premium in your first 6 months, again, which is not very difficult to do. You can actually qualify for that in one case. You would qualify for either a 5,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching with one of our top producers, Mr. Matt Gill, or 4,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching with another one of our top producers, Mr. Dave Pimper, or a Ritz-Carlton travel package that you customize yourself. So $100, $300, or $500,000 level premium will qualify you for that in your first 6 months for that new producer builders incentive. You can qualify that whether it be single premium life dollars or annuity or a combination of both. If you'd like more information on that, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, 1-800-255-5055. One of the things that I talk about primarily when I'm speaking with a new producer, or if you've been with us for quite some time, is the back office support. Really, it's the backbone of our business and the primary role or task of what we do is to support you, from a back office standpoint. We want to help you work smarter and not harder. Okay, so what we're here to do is, to help you with case design. One of the things that I say often is, we help you from submission to commission. So, you come to us initially with the case. We're going to give you all the support that you need up front, all throughout the process, from quoting the case to writing the application until that commission hits your account or the check comes in the mail. So we're going to help with sales expertise and coaching you through the sale, help you get contracted, help you with the forms that you need, case design, all the tools that you need from a back office standpoint to support you in the business. Again, that's why we exist, so that you can stay out in the field, in front of your clients, in front of your prospects, doing what you do best. So we highly encourage you to kind of lean on us heavily for that back office support. So again, anything that you need help with, we highly encourage you to reach out to us and lean on us for that help. 1-800-255-5055. Really would like to highlight our creative marketing team, Josh Treecarton, Tasia Peterson, and Logan Lucas, our intern in that department. Just a highly talented group of folks in that department that can help you with all of your creative marketing solutions or ideas, as you see, the client engagement assets. So whether it's simple things like business cards or brochures, stationery, designing your logo if you don't yet have a logo for your business, to website design, email marketing strategies, helping you kind of get up and running on the social media side, which is huge, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, doing, as I just mentioned, email marketing strategies, newsletters, different things like that. If you need assistance with those methods or marketing tools, please highly encourage you to reach out to those folks. Again, a highly talented, very hardworking group of individuals that are very eager to help you, and they just really do good work. I can speak to that from personal experience. So would encourage you to reach out. Again, Joshua Treecarton, Tasia Peterson, Logan Lucas are in that department to assist you. You can reach them also at 1-800-255-5055. So highly encourage you to reach out to those folks. Would encourage you also to visit us on the web. We have some great quote tools on the life and annuity side on the website. If you are a contracted or licensed producer with us, you have your logins that will give you access to those quote tools. Also, you can access forms. So if it's in the evening or on the weekend and you need new business forms and applications, service forms, anything like that, it's always accessible 24/7. When we're not here, the website's always working. So I would encourage you to visit us on the web, www.imsinc.com. Our retirement analyzer software, just a great sales tool that you can use. It's a repeatable sales process that leads you, kind of directly to a sale. So it's free to qualifying agents. Encourage you to reach out to the folks on the annuity side for more information on the retirement analyzer software, software developed by agents for agents. Again, reach out to an annuity marketer for more information on that. Back in January of this year, in preparation for all that was to come and is still to come, even though we've gotten kind of some delays or potential delays on the DOL decision, we made the decision here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services to launch IMES Wealth Management to support those agents that or producers that were Series 65 licensed. So we became a registered investment advisory firm. That segment of our business is quickly and successfully growing. We've brought on some advisors there. Our AUM is growing, and we're just doing some great work in there, in that segment of our business, and would highly encourage that if you're interested in that particular market, if you're not yet a Series 65 licensed individual, or if you are and you're looking for a positive and refreshing change, would encourage you to just reach out and get some information from IMES Wealth Management. The guys over there are just great to work with, extremely knowledgeable and eager, very eager to help. Charles Hiring Jr. and Mike Hansen are over there on that side, and I would love to put you in contact with either one of those gentlemen. I'm going to launch a quick poll. If you'd like more information regarding IMES Wealth Management, would love to, again, put you in contact with them. Just click yes there on the button, and I will get your name over to them, and they'd be more than happy to reach out to you. I'll leave that open for a couple more seconds here, and then we'll move on and get Gary going. Two more seconds here, and I'll close that out. Okay. Our Life and Annuity Academy, we've got one coming up here in just 2 weeks. We've already had one this year back in May. That was a great time. It's something that we look forward to a couple times a year. It's an industry recognized 2-day producer training where we just discuss a lot of sales ideas and strategies from some of our top producers. We discuss some great things on the life and annuity side, seminar systems, large life case marketing, business insurance, indexed annuities unraveled, annuity industry threats and trends, wealth transfer tools. We discuss single premium life, sales software tools. Just a great time, and I'm excited about it because this one that we'll have here in a couple weeks is going to be here at our home office in Omaha, Nebraska, and so that one, like I said, is here in a couple weeks. We've got all the spots filled there. It's kind of a coveted event. And we do have one more that we'll hold for this year in November. It'll be that first week in November. And if you are at all interested in attending the November Academy, I'm going to launch a quick poll. Just click yes, and we'll get you some information on that. The academies are fully sponsored by IMES. So we take care of the airfare, the lodging, the meals for you. So again, if you're interested in attending, let us know. We'll reach out to you and see if we can't get you to an academy. I'll leave that open for a few more seconds here, and then we'll move on. Okay, I'll get that closed out. All right, our 2018 Marketing Summit will be held February 25th through the 28th in Scottsdale, Arizona at the Boulders Resort and Spa. It's 4 days, 3 nights. It's a producer social and educational event. So there'll be just some golf will be played. Obviously, we'll do some education, kind of similar format to the Life and Annuity Academy. Slightly more beautiful place than Omaha, Nebraska, and just a great event. So if you're interested in attending that, go ahead and reach out to us, 800-255-5055, and we'll discuss with you some of the qualifications for that Boulders Resort and Spa event in Scottsdale. Really appreciate you for, again, joining us today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, my name is TJ. I'm one of the life marketing directors here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. You can reach me at 1-800-255-5055 or shoot me an email at TJ, T like Tango, at imsinc.com. We'd be more than happy to visit with you and help bring you on board. I'm going to turn it over to Gary Voigt here with Baltimore Life. And Gary, it is all yours, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, TJ, and good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for investing some of your very valuable time today. Spend a little time learning more about Baltimore Life's asset transfer program. We'll be talking today about product. We'll talk about market. We'll also get into some great sales and marketing ideas and support materials as well. Can't stress enough, though, that, IMS has continued through the years to be a fantastic partner of Baltimore Life. They provide you outstanding support and incentives along the way. Clearly, they are your primary line of defense in terms of getting the information that you need to support you either getting into this market or continue to expand your growth in this marketplace. But hopefully, we bring to you some products and support as well to help along the way. So with that, let's get started. We'll talk a little bit today about these two products. This is our Generation Legacy and Single Premium Whole Life product. Both of these products are really designed for your senior clients who have what we like to call some leave behind money they don't need to live on. They simply want to leave behind to the next generation favorite charities to essentially pass on a legacy. No matter whether you have money tied up in annuities or qualified plan funds, or you have money in after-tax cash funds that you want to use for legacy building, we have products that can address both of those needs. So with that in mind, let's look a little bit in terms of the market itself. It's absolutely huge. About $1 to $3 trillion in wealth is being transferred each and every year, and that's expected to continue to happen between now and the year 2052. We know that about 55% of your clients' wealth is being passed along to their family members, and 16% of their wealth is moving along to their favorite charities. So yes, 71% of your clients' wealth is moving on to people and organizations they know and love. Question is, are they maximizing the amount of money they're able to pass along, and are they really doing it in the most tax-efficient way? The first product we'll talk about today for a solution on that is our Generation Legacy product. And again, this product is designed for people who have leave behind money, but it's money originating from annuities and qualified funds, 401ks, IRAs, 403bs, and the like. For that client who wants to build a legacy, increase their estate value, and pass it through to their family members tax efficiently through the use of life insurance, this product program works very well. The issue age for the product, as we'll learn, are 60 through age 80. And this product, by writing a single application with this, one application, we're going to issue two products. We're going to issue a single premium immediate annuity that will receive the transfer of the funds, along with a limited premium payment whole life product. Once issued, both of these products will seamlessly be administered together by Baltimore Life for your client in order to provide all the benefits we'll talk about. Simplified underwriting, of course, through 4 tables of underwriting. We'll get into that. And also, this product automatically is issued with our accelerated death benefit rider in all states where it's approved. And that truly can provide, as you know, living benefits to your client at a time when it's needed most. So what about this qualified market? Also very large, about $2.7 trillion in force deferred annuities are out there. About 65% of that money is in the tax qualified and employer-based plans, keeping in mind that, these employer-based plans, the 401ks, for example, employees are going to depend on those funds for retirement income, right? They're not going to have to find benefit pension plans, but they're relying on 401k and IRA type of funds. Maybe all the funds are needed. Maybe some of the funds want to be passed along as a legacy building thing. And then about 35% of that 2.7 trillion is out there in those non-qualified deferred annuities that you're selling. Keeping in mind, again, that many of these people that are buying annuities, of course, are building assets, but they have no plans of really using the funds for income. They like the idea of growth on annuities, the tax deferral, but they have no plans of annuitizing it. So a significant share or portion of those funds are being passed along to the next generation. Of course, if they're not using the funds for income, there is going to be a minimum distribution set up at age 70 and a half. And finally, if your client passes those annuities through the years and don't tap into it for income, and they simply pass it to the next generation, they're also, of course, passing the taxation along for those annuities and the gain of those annuities to the next generation, which in fact probably has a much higher tax bracket. So there's no disagreeing the fact that annuities are outstanding products. But the question is, are they really the best products to die with if your only goal is to pass the money through? So this brings us to the concept we believe of a great solution, and that's generation legacy. Let's think of generation legacy right now as a gift your client's passing along to the next generation. And inside this gift box, you're going to help facilitate the transfer of funds from annuities and qualified plans into the package. With writing of a single application, we're going to issue two products for you: a single premium immediate annuity that will receive the transfer of those funds, along with a limited premium payment whole life product. Now, over a period of either 7 or 10 years, depending on the issue age, Baltimore Life will automatically make premium payments annually from that SPIA to pay premiums on the life product until it becomes paid up and the SPIA goes away. Now, what dictates the payment pattern? It's the issue age. So if the client's 60 to 74, we'll issue a 10-year payout on the SPIA along with the 10-year paid-up life product. For 75 to 80-year-olds, a 7-year payout on the SPIA along with a 7-year paid-up life product. But here's where the benefits start to really get rich. What if the client were to die during the period of time while the SPIA is funding that life insurance product each year? Well, we know that the life insurance is always there to pay an income tax-free death benefit that's greater than the single premium paid. But with our program, the Generation Legacy product package, your client's beneficiary will also receive the remaining payments from the SPIA not used to fund that life insurance. So if they die in year 2 and there's 10 years of payments going into the life product, 8 more years of payments or a commuted lump sum of that would be paid to the named beneficiary. We'll talk about the payouts on that just a little bit later as it relates to tax. So at the end of the 7 or 10 year period, of course, the gift box is complete and the life insurance is now fully paid up. The SPIA has done its job. It's gone. It went away. This life product continues to provide, of course, an income tax-free death benefit greater than the single premium paid. It continues to provide tax-deferred growth of cash value, and yes, continues to provide all the benefits of the accelerated death benefit rider that we'll get into with you here as well. So what's the summary? Issue ages are 60 through 80. We do base our pricing on current age or age at last birthday. The reason this is so important is that you're going to be dealing with the transfer of funds from other products and institutions. That transfer process may take about 20 to 35 days, as you know. We will issue the policy based on the age the client is the day we receive the funds. Now, the minimum premium to get started is only $5,000. How many clients do you have out there today that have multiple annuities, probably with no plans of ever annuitizing the funds? Great prospects for this product. The maximum face amount that we issue based on the single premium paid is $450,000. Now, I will tell you that the average premium we see on this product is about $60,000 to $65,000. We have 2 underwriting classes, non-tobacco and tobacco. This is gender-specific rates, but we will issue through a simplified underwriting process, as you'll learn, standard through Table 4 types of risk. Cash values, they accumulate, of course, on the life insurance product on a non-participating basis. Partial surrenders, they are available from the life insurance policy where the cash value is growing, but they're permitted after the life policy becomes fully paid up. That's 7 or 10 years. Loans, they're available at any time from the life policy at a maximum rate of 8%. So now let's start talking about this accelerated death benefit rider. Truly, it can provide living benefits to your client at a time when they truly do need the cash, keeping in mind, and I just want to preface all this with saying, we know that a good long-term care policy is the best solution for a long-term care need. But as you well know, many of our seniors can't afford long-term care insurance. Many carriers are exiting that marketplace because it's a tough market to make a buck in. So isn't it nice to know that you have riders on a life contract that in fact can allow you to access that cash as a living benefit prior to death based on certain circumstances. So there are 3 health event triggers that will allow you to access the life insurance benefit or face amount through this rider. They are terminal illness, confinement to a qualified nursing home facility, and in situations of extended care, home health care, and adult daycare. Upon the decision to accelerate this rider, which can happen any time after issue, a lien for the amount of money you've decided to take will accumulate at a maximum rate of 8%. Now, the maximum amount that you could accelerate out of this rider from the face amount is $250,000. The minimum is $5,000. But here's the great news. This benefit is paid out once. It's paid out in a lump sum, and these are unrestricted funds. The client can use these funds for whatever reason they deem needed. So now let's take a look at these health event triggers and their definitions and the percentages of payout. First, let's look at terminal illness. This says if the client is diagnosed by their doctor as being terminally ill with a life expectancy of 12 months or less, they can access up to 75% of the face amount. The second rider covers both qualified nursing and extended care. And for qualified nursing, they simply need to be chronically ill, confined to a nursing home continuously for 90 days for the expectation of a permanent confinement. For extended care, again, chronic illness needs to exist. And also, they've been chronically ill for at least 90 days, requiring care either provided by a licensed home health care agency or a licensed or state-certified adult daycare center. In both the nursing home confinement and extended care situations, they can accelerate up to 50% of the face amount. Now, there are about 7 states in the country that have reduced percentages on the accelerated rates that we're showing here. 2 of the examples of that are Pennsylvania and Indiana, which you can accelerate the terminal illness at 65% and the other 2 triggers at 40%. We outline those in our state approval charts that you can find out on our agent website. But for the most part, the 75-50 percentages hold pretty true with all the other states for this product. So if we take a look at the chronic illness definition, what do we mean by that? If the client satisfies either of these definitions, we consider them to be chronically ill. The first is they can't perform at least 2 out of 6 activities of daily living. Maybe they're okay on their ADLs, but they could be suffering from a severe organic mental illness, such as Alzheimer's or dementia. In either case, we would consider them to be chronically ill. So let's look at some examples of how this payout could work with the lien approach. Client has a face amount of $100,000. They are terminal, so they do a maximum accelerated amount of 75%. So they get a cash payment as a living benefit of $75,000. Now, we do add a $100 service fee for that transaction. It's one time. So if they were to die immediately after getting that money, no time for interest to accrue on the lien, the death benefit calculation would simply be the face amount less the lien, and that would give them a net proceed to the beneficiary of $24,900. But the more likely example is this one, and that is where they die 1 year after getting that cash payment. So they still got their $75,000 as a living benefit, but now the remaining death benefit is the face less the original lien plus 1 year's worth of interest, giving you a remaining death benefit of $18,892. Now, I will tell you that this client in this scenario would have to live 4+ years for the interest to outrun the remaining death benefit. Very, very unlikely that that would happen, and that's why the products and riders are designed in this particular way. So could these riders, for some reason, terminate from the life policy where they're attached? Well, there's some scenarios. The first one would be, what if the life policy ends? And you're thinking to yourself, well, how would the life policy end if the SPIA is automatically paying for it and it's paid up in 7 or 10 years? Well, here's how that might work. Client comes to you in year one, they give you 100 grand. They say, this is leave behind money, let's set it up. So it's set up on a 10-year payout. So year two comes by and they say to you, ooh, I thought that was leave behind money, but now I need as much cash back as possible. So technically, these are still two contracts working together as one. You could cash out the life policy that would have very little cash value after year two, and then take the remaining payments from the SPIA and have those paid to that individual. So not well advised to do it that way, but if it is necessary, of course, you would not have the riders attached to the life policy because the life policy would end. If the insured dies, we pay a death benefit, of course, instead. And finally, if you accelerate, let's say under the nursing home provision at 50%, you can't accelerate a second time, the riders end. The last scenario I kind of described before, and that is, what if the client who's terminal lives 4+ years? The interest essentially outruns the remaining death benefit. Technically, the contract would end, the riders would end. But the owner in those situations have an option. They can repay all or part of the lien at any time to keep this qualified as a life product. Keep in mind, even though you accelerate, there's still cash value accumulating in the life policy. And if you are going to elect to accelerate this rider, you cannot have an active policy loan going on when you decide to do that. One or the other needs to exist. The last thing to tell you is that no matter whether you're accelerating our benefit or any company's similar benefit, always tell your client to consult with their tax advisor. So with that, I'm going to bring up a quick example of how these payouts may work. Here's a 70-year-old female non-tobacco user who's got 50 grand, let's say, from an annuity. They purchased the Generation Legacy product, and the life portion of that product would generate a face amount of $78,000, nearly $451. So for this 70-year-old lady, you've increased her estate upon issue by over $28,450, right? If she dies in the first 10 years, the remaining payments from the SPIA would also be paid. But look at these accelerated benefits that you're seeing on the screen. This is real cash, especially in scenarios where people are at end of life and they're looking for money for whatever reason in time that they might need it. So great rider, works very, very well, and clients do love it. So another thing on taxation to talk about, and that is the transfer of these funds. No matter whether you were transferring money from an IRA, where the money's never been taxed before, or you're transferring funds from an annuity where there's a basis and a gain, eventually Uncle Sam has to get paid, right? So let's assume you're rolling money from an IRA. You're putting it into the SPIA portion of our Generation Legacy product. We're going to be making payments from that SPIA over 10 or 7 years to pay the life insurance. So as a result, for your client, we're able to spread the tax out on that gain over the same 10 or 7 year period. So the policy owner will get a 1099 based on the taxable portion of that annual distribution to pay premiums on the life product. The other thing to remember is that payment we make each year from the annuity of the life product does satisfy the RMD rules. That's a good thing. And then the last thing on tax is, of course, the life insurance is income tax free. That's always a given. But the remaining payments from the SPIA that are paid to the beneficiary would be taxable based on the portion of that money that hasn't been taxed before. Now, the normal way that we pay out remaining payments from the SPIA are annual payments. So if there's 8 more years left on a 10-year payout stream when the client dies, 8 more years of annual payments are paid to the Benny. But the Benny could say, I want a lesser commuted lump sum. We can do that as well. In either case, they get a 1099 for the taxable portion of that money that was originally rolled. One last thing on tax, and that's the application. Keep in mind, because this is qualified money, non-qualified annuities, and qualified funds that you're rolling over, we have to ask the question on the application, does the client want a withholding of tax from those funds? We have to ask the question, but the way this product has been designed, we cannot comply with that type of request. The product just doesn't work if we have to do a withholding up front. So please make sure you check on the app that you do not want tax withheld from the annuity you're rolling over, because otherwise the product math just does not work. So now let's take a look at the premiums to death benefits. And I want you to start thinking about those people that you've seen, clients you have, people you're going to see, and think about scenarios where, this is a good opportunity for them, right? Here's the 65-year-old, $50,000 annuity client, let's say, who has 50 grand they want to put into this product. Because they're 65, we're going to issue a 10-year payout on the SPIA to fund a 10-year paid-up life product. For the male, the face amount $77,361 and change, and for the female, the face amount is $87,031 and change. So what did you just do for this female? With $50,000 of leave behind money, you increased her estate at issue by over $37,000, keeping in mind that if she dies in the first 10 years, the remaining payments from the SPIA would also be paid. Now, she may say to you, TJ, what if I was making 3% on that money in the annuity and I'm in a 25% tax bracket? Wouldn't I just be better leaving the money there? Well, it would take her over 19 years just to match the $87,000+, which would be the face amount of the life product, right? So that's quite a bit of growth she would need to get to in order to match that number, keeping in mind that that life insurance benefit is always there to be paid income tax free. Here's the 75-year-old, a little older, a little shorter life expectancy, but the numbers still look good. Because this client is 75, we'll now issue a 7-year payout on the SPIA, along with the 7-year paid-up life product. For the male, the face amount would be $61,516 and change, and for the female, the face is $67,000, nearly $9. So even at 75, you've increased this lady's estate by over $17,000, and you've increased the gentleman's estate by nearly $12,000. Knowing that if they die in the first 7 years, the remaining payments from the SPIA would also be paid. Clients absolutely love this concept, and by making these sales with these clients, gaining their trust, you should be asking for referrals early and often, because believe me, they do talk to their friends about this concept. All right, this is a quick ledger I'd like to show you with Generation Legacy, and this ledger can be generated using our proposal software that you can access on our agent site, or you can use our mobile link software that you can access with your phone and smart tablet. Here's the female 70, non-tobacco again, with 50 grand in an annuity that has a cost basis of 40,000. So her starting gain is about $10,000. You see in this ledger the 50 grand going in there in column 3 is a single premium. It goes into the SPIA that makes annual premiums to the life product of $5,570 a year. Out of that payment, nearly $4,000 is excluded from tax. That's the basis. And then the gain based on the interest factor over 10 years would be an estimated taxable income amount of $1,571. That's what she's going to get the 1099 on each year. So please make sure she understands that up front and there's no surprises. The life insurance benefit is shown, $78,451, and of course the commuted lump sum of the SPIA payout at death as well, if death were to occur in those first 10 years. The nice thing is this type of proposal gives a good ebb and flow of how the product works after the client understands the basic concept. So again, you can do this on your smartphone or on your laptop using either Mobile Link or our full illustration system. What about application to submit the business? Well, on our agent website, as you'll learn more about, we have a product toolkit set up for every product you're contracted for with us. And in these product toolkits, you really find everything you need to sell and market our products. One of the things in the toolkit is our printable application and forms package. You'll answer a couple of quick questions and it'll automatically generate for you the forms that you need to do business with us. One of those forms will, of course, be a set of instructions. How do you submit your business to us? What are the things to keep in mind? But it will also get into our point of sale underwriting. That's where as soon as you write the app, you're going to pick up the phone, call our call center with your client there. We're going to complete a 12-minute interview with your client, and well over 90% of the time, you're going to get an immediate underwriting decision on that case. We'll talk more about that point of sale underwriting in a moment. In the toolkit, we'll talk more about some of these things. These are lots of great tools that you're going to find out on our agent website. We've got a lot of great marketing tools, and I'm going to try to spend the time to show you a few of those at the end of the session today. So let's get into the second product in the time we have, and that's our single premium whole life product. A lot of similarities with this product to Generation Legacy. Same goals, client who wants to leave a legacy, increase their estate, and do it tax efficiently through the use of life insurance. But there's some key differences I'm going to be pointing out. The first of which is the fact that the single premium dollars for this product are going to originate from after-tax cash funds, CDs, money markets, mutual funds, and where appropriate, 1035 life-to-life product exchanges. Issue age, another difference, 50 to 85, broader issue age range because it is after-tax funds. Simplified underwriting through 8 tables. We'll talk about that. And of course, the accelerated death benefit rider, which has the same 3 health event triggers, but this rider gives you a little bit more flexibility of how to access the cash. So again, 50 to 85 is the issue age based on current age or age at last birthday. We have 2 underwriting classes, non-tobacco and tobacco, and within those underwriting classes, we will issue any risk either standard through Table 4, which is Tier 1 or Level 1 underwriting, just like what you have for Generation Legacy, but then we have that second tier, Table 5 through Table 8. So a client with a few more challenging health conditions would qualify. Minimum premium to get started, it's only $5,000. How many prospects do you have out there that have multiple CDs sitting in the bank that are making less than 1% in interest, plus they're getting 1099 on that money of gain every year? These are perfect prospects for this particular product. People have their money compartmentalized. Here's the money for my kids, my grandkids, my church. Great leave behind money targets for this prospect for premium. What about that senior client who says to you, hey, I don't need any life insurance, I have a burial account set up? Well, that means one of 2 things. They either have a pre-arrangement at the local funeral home, or they might have a $15,000 CD set up at the local bank that their kids know that's the money set aside to bury them. Well, here's how that role play might sound for a 70-year-old female. Mrs. Jones, you're 70. You're going to live many more years and costs are going to go up. What if I was able to show you a way to take that $15,000 you have in the CD and provide your family with nearly a $25,000 income tax-free death benefit? Oh, by the way, if you became terminal in a nursing home or need extended care, you can access some of that cash as a living benefit, and we can arrange it that your family still has a paid-up life insurance benefit as well. Does that make sense? This is the what we call the burial account concept. And I can't tell you how many agents get started selling single premium business in this way. The average premium, by the way, we see on this product is about $30,000 to $35,000. The maximum face amount for the product is really expressed in terms of the maximum net amount at risk. And that's just the difference between the face amount we issue and the premium paid. That's the gap is the net amount at risk. So cash values, they accumulate on the product in a non-participating basis. Partial surrenders, here's another difference. With this product, because we're working with after-tax cash funds, you can take partial surrenders from the product starting in policy year 2 at a rate of 10%, 20% in year 3, 30% in year 4, 40% in year 5, and from the 6th year forward, 100% of the available cash value can be taken as a partial withdrawal. Loans are available. Not sure why you'd want to do a loan when you have such liberal partial withdrawal capabilities. Accelerated death benefit rider. Same 3 health event triggers I showed you for Generation Legacy. Same ability where you're going to get a lump sum paid out once, and these are unrestricted funds. But here's the difference. With this set of riders on this product, the client could say, you know what, I could care less about life insurance, give me as much cash as possible, and we can set up what's called a full acceleration. Or they can say, you know what, out of that $100,000 in face, I want to keep $25,000 as paid up life insurance and accelerate the other $75,000 of face at a certain percentage. That's called a partial acceleration. So here are examples of that. Terminal illness, same definition to qualify, 12 months or less to live. But now the client could say, let's do that full acceleration at 95% of the face amount, less the $250 admin charge. So because we're advancing money prior to their death, there's that 5% holdback, if you will, for doing that. This is pretty typical of any company that has a similar type of rider and does a full acceleration. Nursing home confinement, again, same definition to qualify, but now if they want to do a full acceleration, they're doing it at 90% less the $250 charge. And again, because it drops to 90%, this means they're going to live a little longer in a nursing home generally versus being terminal. And then for extended care situations, because they're going to live longer yet, the maximum accelerated rate is 80% on a full acceleration less the admin charge. Remembering that in all these scenarios, they can elect to do that partial acceleration, leaving a certain amount of paid up life insurance and accelerating the balance of the face at these percentages. Same definition for chronic illness we gave you before. And then let's look at premiums to death benefits. For the 65-year-old non-tobacco user who's got 50 grand, male face amount would be nearly $82,000 at level 1 underwriting. For the female, the face amount is nearly $93,000. So don't forget, though, with this product, we have that second level or tier of underwriting. And what you're going to find is that at all genders and ages, that second tier is only going to be about $5,000 to $6,000 less in face amount as compared to level 1. Not bad considering you have that second tier available. So what did you just do for this lady who has money sitting in the bank, making in a CD less than 1% in interest, plus she's getting her 1099 each year? Well, you've increased her estate value by almost $43,000 at issue, knowing that if she was making 3% on the money and in a 25% tax bracket, it would take her 28 years just to match that nearly $43,000 you gave her in estate value growth. Don't forget that life insurance benefit of nearly $93,000 is always there to be paid income tax free. So here's the 70-year-old example, a little older, a little shorter life expectancy, but the numbers still look good, don't they? For the male, the face amount would be nearly $74,000. For the female at level 1, the face amount would be just over $82,000. And again, you have that second tier, which is about $5,000 to $6,000 less. Clients love this concept. They love being able to take low interest rate money and help their family. And really, that's all the goal they had with that, some of that money. They just want to pass it along. Same story, by the way, on the forms for that product. You simply go out to the agent website, get the forms you need, and it'll give you all the instructions you need as well. And then we have great sales and marketing tools in that product toolkit. So let me talk about our point of sale underwriting. This is so important because especially if you're an annuity producer who writes primarily annuities, you're saying, you know, I get the concept of asset transfer, love generation legacy, but I hate life insurance underwriting. What can you do with that? Well, with our process, you're going to write the app, a paper app, you're going to complete it, then you're going to pick up the phone, call our call center, and complete about a 12-minute interview with your client where we're going to ask the same health questions you completed on the paper app. But what we're going to do instead is that we're now going to get the MIB and the drug history up with the client's permission and be able to make sure that the data at those sources matches the app answers. If there's any conflict in that data, we can clarify it right then and there and make those immediate underwriting decisions. Now, that decision we're going to make is not going to be given to the client. It's going to be given to you, the agent. So you're going to be the one passing the underwriting decision on to your client. We'll also give you a confirmation number that we ask you to write on the app that you're going to submit. Obviously, when you get back to your office, you're going to submit the paper to us, but all this information about the call center is out there, the instructions for the phone number, the times for our call center. We do support English and Spanish languages. Other languages are available upon request. We do have TTY services in both English and Spanish, but the key thing to remember is this interview must be completed within 5 days of completing your app. Now, you might say to yourself, I'm out on the West Coast, I'm writing after your normal call center hours, or I'm writing on a Saturday. What do I do? Well, you don't have to be present for the interview, but what I would recommend, as soon as you finish your interview on that Saturday, pick up the phone, call our call center, leave your name and number, our client's name and number, as well as a date and time you want us to call them. We will call your client at that designated date and time, complete the interview, and then again call you back with the underwriting decision that you will then in turn communicate to your client. So that process works very, very well. These are two biggest selling products, and agents love this process. How do you pre-qualify the app? Well, if you're writing our Generation Legacy product, we have one section of medical questions because we have one tier of underwriting. Think of the Part A questions as knockouts. If you get a yes to Part A, it simply means your client doesn't qualify through 4 tables of underwriting. But if everything is no, the MIB, drug history, height, and weight look good, we're going to issue the Generation Legacy product. For single premium whole life, we have a different app. Still think of the Part A questions because we have a Part A and Part B section because, again, we have 2 tiers of underwriting. Think of Part A questions as knockouts. If you get a yes in Part A, it means your client doesn't qualify through 8 tables of underwriting. But if you're all no in Parts A and B, drug history looks good, MIB, we're going to issue Tier 1. And if you're all no in Part A but 1 yes in Part B, we're going to issue that Tier 2, which is tables 5 through table 8. So with that, as in the remaining time we have, I'm going to make a very short, quick presentation on the marketing support materials that we offer you. So out on our agent website, again, we have product toolkits set up for all the products you're contracted for with us. And this is a partial screenshot of our agent site. And at the top, you see these colored boxes. These are the toolkits. Inside the toolkit, and this happens to be the one for Generation Legacy, you really find everything you need to sell and market products with us. This is one that you'll want to write down, especially if you're not contracted yet or you just got contracted and you're trying to get started. This is a web address, mobile.baltlife.com. Mobile.baltlife.com will take you to our mobile link site. And by getting to the mobile link site, you now, on your smartphone, smart tablet, or anything connected, have an interactive agent guide in the palm of your hand for these 2 products. You got the product information, the underwriting guidelines, and an interactive rate and value calculator. It works fantastic. We also have a piece of software called Secure Solutions Presenter. It's basically like having an electronic storybook in the palm of your hands. This is something where you can actually present the concepts to your client of the products, either Generation Legacy and single premium whole life, before you start getting into an actual proposal and showing numbers. I'm going out of this real quick because I'm skipping over a few slides based on the fact that I want to respect the time you have today. The next thing I want to show you is out in the product toolkit again, you will find this asset transfer analysis form. If you need a good supplemental fact finder tool, this is a good one. It'll allow you to not only record the client's current assets they have, but it will allow you a spot right beside that to illustrate the impact one of these products would make on the client's estate value. The bottom of the form, you can record the client's current income because you, of course, want to make sure they have enough monthly income before you start disturbing their funds. But on the top of the form are these key dialoguing questions you can talk to your client about, one of which is, Mrs. Jones, do you have money that you'd like to leave behind for your family or favorite charities that's really not needed for your daily living? And most people get the leave behind money concept, but if they don't, it's going to create a great conversation. This screen now is highlighting another document we have in those product toolkits, and it's called our single premium sales idea document. Each of these ideas I have listed on the screen give you a full set of details of all the details behind the idea. Take a look at this document. It's something that as you read it, you want to have a blank sheet of paper alongside of you because you're going to start thinking about those people you can immediately go out and see or market to in order to generate activity. We also have these customizable marketing flyers out there for your use. They explain the concept of asset transfer, features and benefits of a solution, and then you can customize the form with your contact information and print off as many as you need. We also have this great side-by-side comparison tool for single premium whole life. It's essentially an Excel file where if the client says, hey, I'm going to set up money for my grandkids in multiple CDs, it's making so much in interest and I'm at a certain tax bracket rate, let's compare that against single premium whole life on a side-by-side basis. This file allows you to do it, and you can download this from the website. We have print ads out there for you to use. We have letters. We have phone approaches. We have third-party articles and white papers. All that's out there, again, on our agent website inside those product toolkits. And this is just an example, the one for Generation Legacy. And there's a lot more out there that obviously I didn't have the time to get into with you here today. So one more promotion before we get back to TJ, and that is our trip that we offer our leading producers from 2017. So through May 16th through May 20th, we're going to be at the Omni Amelia Island Plantation in Florida next year. You and a guest, all expenses paid. And in order to qualify, I think we have one of the lowest qualifying amounts out there. You only need $600,000 of single premium to get there. And you heard from me what we are averaging in single premium on these products. It doesn't take many of these to generate a great trip with you and a guest, all expenses paid. And the nice thing about our trips is that we're all about having pleasure. It's not a lot of business. It really is a lot of good networking with the leaders of our company out along poolside and beachside and on the golf course down in Amelia Island, Florida. So with that, TJ, I'm going to pass it back to you. I want to thank all of you today for investing some of your very valuable time on a Friday. We sincerely appreciate your business. We know you have choices out there, and we appreciate you considering Baltimore Life for your asset transfer business. So TJ, back to you.
Gary, thank you so much for your time and sharing that information on the Gen Leg and Secure Solutions products with us. Just a wealth of information there. And as you were talking, Gary, and I mean, these are products, Baltimore Life's products are products that are kind of on my lips every day as I'm talking to agents. We have a great partnership with Baltimore Life and a very high view of their products. But as Gary was talking, I'm just thinking of all the potential opportunity that's out there. You know, whether it be qualified money or non-qualified money. I mean, Gary definitely highlighted and made very clear the opportunity is out there for both of those market segments. And then I thought about the simplicity of the products. I mean, whether you're a producer that's working with you know, folks with annuities, or you've built a very large annuity portfolio, you know, for your clients, or you work with folks who have money in CDs, you know, money markets, money that's just in passbook savings. And, you know, there's a lot of opportunity out there. One of the things as I'm talking about single premium life with producers is sometimes I just get a little resistance because of the perceived complexity of the product. And I just like to say, if you're selling annuities, gosh, what a easy transition to single premium life. And although it may seem like a complex product, it's not. So I would love to just walk through you know, how to sell the product, answer any questions for you that you may have to help you, you know, put a few of these cases together. Just not a very difficult sale to make, and the compensation on this product is just phenomenal, namely with Baltimore Life. But not only that, you know, we tend to focus on comp. We look at, you know, kind of what's in it for us. And don't get me wrong, I'm not implying that we're all about, you know, what's in it for us. But what a great opportunity for your clients. to transfer wealth onto the next generation and do it in an efficient and effective way. If you can relieve the tax burden from the beneficiaries, and get the beneficiaries involved, get the kids involved, the grandkids involved in some of these conversations, and kind of help solidify the sale. So I do have a couple questions, I think a question or two that I'm going to address. I did launch a quick poll. So if you'd like contracting information on Baltimore Life, please click yes. I'd be more than happy to get that out to you today. I will be reaching out to you folks who are, in attendance today to answer any additional questions, get you out some information. And just a quick reminder, some of the great tools or all of the great tools that Gary mentioned here at the end of his presentation are available to contracted and appointed Baltimore Life agents. And, those fact-finding tools, that comparison spreadsheet, that Excel spreadsheet that he mentioned, what a great and powerful tool to be able to have that available to you and put in front of a client to just kind of tell the story and really, kind of button up an opportunity or button up the sale. So all those tools are available to you, plus much more through us here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. And gosh, I mean, Gary, that trip, qualification, 600,000 in single premium, man. I mean, that is really, a low qualification amount for an exciting trip there in Florida. And then that would get you a good way on some of our trip qualifications as well. So just a lot of good things available to you. Great benefits available. We'd be more than happy to get you contracted with us and talk more about what that process looks like with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. So reach out. Click yes on the poll. I appreciate those folks that have done so already. And then let me address the question. It says, can you purchase the Gen leg with cash? Gary, you still with us here?
Yeah, you technically can use cash. I would not be the one that would advise you to do that. I'd have to see the circumstance, but quite frankly, if you take a look side by side, the single premium whole life with cash is going to give you a little bit of a greater death benefit, more flexibility on the accelerated death benefit rider, more flexibility on the partial withdrawals with cash. I'd really recommend you look at that comparisons, those type of comparisons before you move it into Gen Lake. But yeah, it can take cash.
Okay. And then second question was, what is the cutoff date for the 600K requirement for that for your trip?
December 31st.
December 31st of 2017. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Perfect. Okay. And that's all the questions that I have here. Any more questions? Again, numbers on the screen, 800-255-5055. You can ask to speak to me, TJ. If I'm not available for whatever reason, anyone there on the life side, any one of the life marketers, myself, Adam, Sandy, Mark, will be able to assist you and would be more than happy to do so. You can also shoot me an email, tj@imsinc.com. And just real quick before I let you go, if anyone on the webinar here today would just like an illustration, if you just wanted to see the product illustrated for someone that you might, that has come to mind today, I love doing that. So you can see it right there in black and white. It's just powerful to hold it in your hand or look at it on the screen and see what kind of the potential is for your client. So if you'd like an illustration, like me to email you one, I'd be more than happy to do that. Give me a call, shoot me an email. I'll get you one out today. Again, thank you all for your attendance. Have a great rest of your day. Gary, thank you again as well. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.